Bienvenidos. Soy la Bruja Espinada, and I am here with a very special Gemini full moon message. So let's get started. There's been a lot of transitions. We're currently in Mercury retrograde. There's a lot of letting go that has to happen as we approach the winter solstice, as we approach the new Gregorian calendar year, as we approach a new season. And so, starting off this full moon in time for your manifestations, we have the Page of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. A lot of material movement, a lot of resources. Here at the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Pentacles, Temperance. We have the Ace of Swords. We have Strength. We have the High Priestess, the King of Swords, the Eight of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, and we have the Hanged Man, the Lovers, and I will stop here with the Queen of Swords. A lot to cover. So, here we go. We have the Eight of Pentacles and we have the Page of Pentacles. As I've spoken about before, the Page of Pentacles is a reminder that you're starting off on a new step. It's like there's a lot of, at least in the past few readings, there's been a lot of new, which is not a bad thing. What this indication is, the best visual that I can give in regards to the Page of Pentacles, or a page or an ace as they are presented in a reading, is, let's say you enter a building that has many flights of stairs. So it takes work to take one step at a time to reach the next level, right? So this page is a reminder of, okay, you've just ascended the steps in regards to this lesson that you are learning, and now you're on the next level, and now it's time to take another step to reach the level above that, as you're reaching the very top of this monument that you're trying to build, right? So we have the Page of Pentacles. Again, it's learning how to move resources. Maybe you have a new job. Maybe you are looking for a new job. Maybe you're seeking a new investment, or you're being provided with the opportunity to invest into something and you're quite not sure about how to maneuver all of that. Well, that's why we have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles says, hey, this is a brand new step. This is your first step forward. Best to get your education on. Best to look, to ask all kinds of questions. The only stupid question that exists is the one that's not asked, right? So we also have the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is kind of that symbolism of, okay, you planted all your seeds, and now with the Seven of Pentacles, it's usually that that indicator of you planted all your seeds. Now time to take a step back, but tend to them still. The way that a gardener would plant seeds, you can stand out there every minute of every day and you won't see any growth. But if you keep tending to them, stepping away to get the water, stepping away to get fertilizer, stepping away to let them do their thing, then you will see the progress. This Eight of Pentacles is, you're starting to see the seeds bloom. Which ones did you tend to best for them to actually sprout and grow? So that's that learning. You might be delving, or might have been delving into something that you've always been interested in but wasn't entirely sure about, and as you're learning about it, you're getting these opportunities, and the more time you spend to tending to that, you're going to see that growth. Now, next we have the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles, again, is one of the higher level hierarchies, and here, as you see, they are tending to that resource. Here's the pentacle here. And as you see here, we have the little kitty cats with that are marked as the pentacle, as that resource. And similarly, we will see that same cat here. Here, there is a difference. Here, this cat sits because they are astute. They are in a position of being alert to it's like your first day of school and you're willing to learn something new. You're at full attention, ready to learn. Here, the Queen of Pentacles, you will see that they are relaxed. They are embracing the resources that they have. They're embracing what it is and they're nurturing it, right? So when you have this resource, these materials that you've been working really hard for, one of the biggest reminders is that you have to give to get. That card has not come out here, but this is a symbol, resemblance to the idea of when you are nurturing your resources, you will be secure enough in those resources, right? So that's one of the things that it's calling to you. You have to learn how to be, when it is that you inherit or receive everything that it is that you've been manifesting in regards to gaining those resources that you've been seeking, you will be in a secure state. But you have to prepare yourself to be secure. Remember, it's one of those things where you're also learning how to manage finances. If you come from a background where you were on the lower end or the lower income end of households, then you may not have a healthy relationship with funds. And so it's time to learn how to have a healthy relationship so that you don't repeat what we don't know. A lot of the times people that wind up receiving money don't know what to do with it because all they've ever known is what they've seen in celebrities and how they buy themselves the most ridiculous things, and then boom, believe it or not, they didn't manage their finances right, and then they're bankrupt. So it's learning how to manage and invest to maintain this financial security. This is being followed by Temperance, which is a reminder to be patient. I've known quite a few people, and don't get me wrong, I've been there myself, where it's hard to be patient because you've been working so hard and sometimes you don't see what it is that you've been manifesting quite yet. The Temperance card is here to serve as a reminder to be patient. And actually, there's quite a few people that I know that have been super impatient, that have learned very hard lessons, that have taught them patience definitely is a virtue that helps you get to what it is that you've been manifesting. And I can assure you, this is the hardest lesson to learn, is how to be patient. But it's that reminder. Now, remember, full moons are the time for manifestation. So if you have not set your intentions on what to manifest, today you can do it before the sun goes down and the moon comes up. Now, with the Temperance card, we have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords, again, it's an ace, so it's another step forward, another step up, another ascension type of thing. You're learning, it's brand new, it's something that you're going to have to acquire. Now, the Ace of Swords is learning how to communicate. Swords have a lot to do with air, have a lot to do, and that in and of itself has a lot to do with communication, with our breath and everything. Today is the perfect day to start setting those manifestations and intentions if you have not set them yet. Now, side note, if you pray for the same thing over and over and over, don't pray for that. If that's what you've been manifesting every single time you see a shooting star, every time you see 1111, anytime you see or toss a lucky penny, don't pray for the same thing over and over. don't. Because remember, if you've seen my other readings before in regards to when it comes to knowing on what to ask for, it's or what to pray for, what to manifest, is you have to use verbiage in which you already have ascertained it. I am patient. I am financially secure. I have, right? So, but another side note in here, boop, right here. When you keep asking for the same thing over and over and not having the patience to let it sprout and grow, your higher power, the universe, whatever you hail to, takes that as you're not satisfied. And a lot of the times we tend to say, well, I know I don't want this. I know I don't want that. Change that verbiage to, I want this. And sometimes we don't know what it is that we want yet. We know that what it is that we don't want. Take the time. This is where temperance also comes in. Take the time to sit down and think, I know I don't want this, but do I want this? Sit with it and think, because then you will, when you actually have that time, that heart to heart with yourself, and is this what I want? And you think about it in regards to the future, will that make me happy? Is that really what I want? And we can be honest enough with ourselves to say, you know what? I don't want that either. But you have to take the time to do it. A lot of people are like, well, I don't got time for that. No, you don't want to make time for that. You're too afraid to make time for that. That's going to hit hard for several people. You keep yourself moving in a state of avoidance because you feel you deep down inside you're really not ready. Or you're too comfortable living in a constant state of worry because you don't know anything else. But that's where we're learning these new things, right? We're learning on how to communicate what it is that we truly want. No one's going to guess it for us. No one lives inside our heads but us. So, with that being said, learn what it is that you want to communicate, that you truly want. And it takes strength to do that. It takes strength not to avoid being real with yourself, to figure out what it is that you truly want, to truly admit, you know what, maybe I don't know what I want. It takes a lot of strength to have to do that. It takes a lot of strength to really admit that. It's not vulnerable. It's not being weak. It's true. It is a truth. And if it's true and you can admit it, that's the first step in learning. Whew, that hit home for somebody. I can tell you that for sure. Let's move forward with the High Priestess. And this is perfect. Perfect. High Priestess paired with the Ace of Swords, paired with the Page of Pentacles. The High Priestess is that reminder, especially on the night of a full moon, that you have the ability to manifest, to make anything into magic. Now, that's not anything in regards to like, oh no, I don't do that, I'm religious. Magic is just a word. A prayer is magic. A prayer is a request of something being sent into the universe for something to be manipulated in your favor. A prayer is magic. Magic's not anything negative. But if you want to use it in more religious terms so you can feel a bit more comfortable, this is the reminder that God is in all of us. Our higher powers lives within us. That we are part of the universe. We are part of the divine creation, right? So this power, This ability, this magic, is in all of us. This is that reminder of who you are, of your capabilities. This is that reminder that is much needed so that you can understand how strong you truly are. You are a priestess in your own right. You are a holy vessel in your own right. You have that ability. Now, we are following that with the King of Swords, the ultimate no bullshit card. So, cut all the bullshit out. Be real with yourself. Be real with others. Now, I'm going to put a pause in that, a little pin. Being real does not indicate that it is okay to be a jerk, to hurt someone's feelings because you feel like hurting their feelings. There is an absolute distinction between being an absolute jerk versus being straightforward. Being straightforward in hierarchy, someone with the ultimate skill to be able to properly communicate will not be petty. Unfortunately, don't get me wrong, I love myself a little bit of petty. But the King of Swords is that reminder. It's that reminder that, and mind you, you're in a learning stage, but this serves as a reminder that despite the fact that you may not get along with everyone, or someone has been very uncouth, so you had to take a moment to really channel my King of Swords to find the right words. You can get your point across, and that's what this reminder is. You can get your point across without having to cut someone down. And don't get me wrong, sometimes when you put someone in their place, it's absolutely necessary. But the point is that the King of Swords isn't just slicing everyone down. They know when to draw their sword. So, as you move forward in learning this communication, that's that indicator. That's that reminder. You're learning how to communicate what it is that you truly want, what it is that you need to say, need, mind you, not want to say, need to say. That takes a lot of strength to learn, because sometimes we want to call people out, air out everyone's laundry, but is it really called for at that moment? Learning that is very important, which is why the King of Swords is here. As you are learning, right, as you are learning this lesson, you will find it out. Meaning that you will acquire that knowledge of, you know what, this is not the best time to address certain things, and even calling that out in and of itself and saying that this is not the best time. So I will step away. And you can give that person, that individual, those people that warning. Now is not the time and the place for that. And give that warning of, unless you want to go there. However, if you want things to be resolved, let's put a pin in this until a later time. Moving on, we are followed by the Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups is that step closer to celebrating ultimate emotional fulfillment. We're one step closer to that. Now, the Eight of Cups is that concept of there's a lot of things coming in, a lot of different emotions, especially now that it's coming to the time of the holidays, where there's so many different holiday celebrations going on at this time. A lot of emotions come up when you interact with people that you typically don't see on an everyday basis, which is either familial, friends, workplace events. And the Eight of Cups right now is telling you, don't forget to kind of take a step back as you're dealing with these emotions, not disassociating, but to take that time to really filter through the energies that you're going to be surrounded with. There's a lot that's going to be going on, and all these different people are going to bring up a lot of different emotions, some of them good, some of them bad, and sometimes it'll be neutral. Don't forget to filter your tea, your own beverage, to stay hydrated, to make sure to keep yourself spiritually and emotionally hydrated. We move on with the Hanged Man. Speaking of, no, I'm sorry. Oh, I jumped ahead. We have the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles, choices, a balancing act, making decisions as you move forward. This is also kind of tying back to several of the other things that we've touched on here. Because it is the holidays and there's a lot of gift giving at this time, it's okay to pinch a penny. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't feel guilty with not overspending, but also not putting yourself in a rut. This is that little balancing act of like, am I making the right choice? And as you are learning how to manage your resources, this is just an indicator of there's nothing wrong. You will make the right choices in regards to finances. Now let's move forward with the Hanged Man for sure. Now the Hanged Man is taking that step back to look at different perspectives. We may not get along with everyone we're going to be encountering these holidays. Politics, religion, whatever the case may be. Everyone has an opinion. And as you are learning to communicate all of this information, this is just that reminder that sometimes it's okay to just look at it from a different perspective. This is not saying like, hey, look at it from their side. It's more like, I believe it's taking that step back to understand, I believe this person clearly has never had any struggle or has never had to face any issues of biases. It's just taking that into consideration, is taking a step back and be like, of course this person has this point of view because they've never had to be put in such a difficult situation. And just taking that into understanding, not necessarily saying that you have to accept it for what it is. It's just making that distinction of like, I can see why they don't understand what I'm trying to get the point across. And we have the Lovers. The Lovers can mean many different things. It could be as obvious as, you might be getting closer and spending more time with your love. You could be finding love amidst all these holiday parties that are going around, happening at this time. This could be just a union of you in and of itself being love amongst friends, love amongst family, a union, a coupling. It could be anything, but it's going to be there. We're going to end with the Queen of Swords. Again, another no bullshit card. So, if there is some type of partnership that's going on right now, the Queen of Swords is telling you that this is not the time to keep the rose-colored glasses on. This is an indicator of the Queen is here. Look at her face. She is here telling you, like, don't bullshit me. The Queen wants you to be real with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Are there any red flags in this coupling, in this partnership, whether, again, it's work partnership, if it is a, like, work business, collab, friendships, new friends that you're making, or new friends you're being introduced to, a new partner, a new romantic partner. Do you see red flags, and are you letting yourself be blind to them? Be real with yourself. This is what this is telling you. The king is telling you to be real with others. The queen is telling you to be real with yourself. Do not bullshit yourself. Cut that shit out. Don't bullshit yourself. That's what she's here right after the lovers. Don't bullshit yourself. Be real with yourself. Okay. Let us move on with the Mighty Fates. Mighty Fates, what additional lessons do you have for our watchers in regards to this reading? Mighty Fates, what is in your threads? We have two cards. We have the Fate card, this very first one that pops out. And then we have the Paradox. The Paradox. I love these cards, they're gorgeous. So let's start with Fate, which is $96. Here we go. Fate. Fate. This card is a reminder that you create your fate. While some lessons and experiences are inescapable, we have free will and choice within the life we are given. This does not always equal fairness, as we do not all start life from the same footing. Nonetheless, each choice we make matters. From this place, we can approach the creation of our life in an empowered way. This deck was inspired by the Norns, 3 mythical figures that ruled the destiny of humans within Norse mythology. The name Norn derives from the word meaning to twine, referring to how they weave the threads of fate. Fate is seen as a malleable thing with some fixed aspects. This card's partner is the weaver. The weaver asks you to tend to the threads. This card asks you to get clear on the fate you are weaving. This card is a big picture and all about vision. What are you working towards? What are you saying no to? When we say no, we are saying no to all the experiences that would unfold in the aftermath. Both the yes and no is powerful when we are creating our reality. You guys, I don't make this shit up. This is pretty much all I've been telling you the entire reading. This is just reinforcing it. The things you are learning, understanding what's growing from what you've tended to, learning what to communicate in regards to your wants, remembering the ability that you have, right? Seeing all the different perspectives, being real with yourself, and what it is that you're trying to communicate in regards to your wants. So, let's continue with the Paradox, which is really interesting. Pairing with the Fate card. Paradox. This card is a reminder that we can hold 2 extremes at the same time. Remember, just a pause right here. Remember, you can say, I know what I don't want. And it's also possible to still not know quite yet what it is that you do want. Sometimes we focus on things, whether internal or external, and see them as one-sided. But to hold the paradox within us requires strength. To see our most brilliant qualities and our most ugly, to acknowledge that they both live within us, is a gateway to growth. Carl Jung said, the paradox is one of our most valuable spiritual possessions. And for anyone who does shadow work, they know this to be true. But this can also be difficult for many people. If we have been raised in a rigid environment where things were viewed as black and white, it may be hard for us to accept our flaws, let alone love them. One of the best ways to slowly enter a relationship with our internal paradox is to remind ourselves that we did not create these things within us. We inherited them. It does not define us, and yet we are responsible for it. To work more deeply with paradox as you witness yourself throughout the day, identify what types of thoughts you have more of, positive or negative. From there, find the polar extreme. For example, maybe you thought, I'm so fucking lazy. Acknowledge a couple of things that make this true. Then find the polar opposite, i.e., hardworking and acknowledging a few things or experiences that prove that you are hardworking. Ooh, I love. Mwah, I love when you can see I don't make this shit up. And, the lesson is just reinforced. Animal spirit guides, do you have any words of wisdom to close this reading? Ooh, I guess we do. The Nightingale. Love is all around. Maybe this could further elaborate our Lover's card. What does the Nightingale have to say? The Nightingale. In the darkness of night, Nightingale's spirit sings her song of love and hope, a harbinger of dawn to remind you that the sun will rise again soon. You are so loved, and the illumination song of Nightingale calls you to a new level of self-awareness and connection with the light. Yes, there is shadow and darkness, but love and prosperity exists everywhere, even in the seeming emptiness. Of space, darkness, and a starless night, hearken to the message, letting the music of the Nightingale's song remind you that love is all around. Feel it and trust in tomorrow's light, renewing your ability to recognize that the spaces that appear empty are filled with love and abundance. Illumination will happen soon. The darker the skies, the more it seems the dawn will never appear. But Nightingale's spirit is here to remind you that the sun will shine again. You will soon feel the love and notice the abundance that surrounds you. Sing now. Put on some music or simply sing in the empty space, for finding the light within and giving it voice will give rise to hope and help you begin to hear the call of another who, like you, was beginning to fear the light would never come. Bring the light into the darkness with love from within. Give it voice and know that daybreak will be here soon. Ooh. Changing that mindset, and we have the Lovers here. So, I sincerely hope these messages help during this time, and I'll see you guys next time.